All right, what's going on, guys? This is H3 the Game, and I just got back from watching Captain America Brave New World, and I just wanted to get home so I can have fresh thoughts on, the movie, so I can give you guys like the real on if it's good or if it's bad. But before I do, let me just give you some context with this movie. So, going into this movie, like there's already like how can I say, there's bad faith in this movie. There was bad faith in this movie because there were lots of reshoots from what we've heard. um the movie was over budget, and it makes you wonder like, hey, what's going on with this movie, right? So also, me personally, like I have my own bias. Like I really thought that the Winter Soldier was gonna get the Captain America shield, but it went to Sam Wilson, main character of this film, of course. So he's the new Captain America. So I already have some biases there. Like, man, I wish Winter Soldier had the shield. It would be so cool. It's like he had the metal arm, and um he has like the super soldier serum or some sort of version of it, right? It was like, man, it would have been so cool to see him in that movie. But the way they did it, they gave Sam Wilson the shield, so he is the new Captain America, right? So going in, I already had like my biases, and not to mention, like most of the Marvel films that have come out in the last couple of years haven't been good at all. Like, I mean, of course, there's some other people out there that like them, but as far as goodwill with like the fans and people who've put their time and years into watching that series, like it's over. And this movie, unfortunately, came out at a time where the goodwill in Marvel movies are pretty much gone, right? So that's my context. So let me get into it. All right. So like I said, I came into this like, okay, this movie is probably not going to be good, right? But I bought my soda, I bought my popcorn, sat down in the movie, and I was like, okay, let me get ready for it, right? So I'm waiting for it. I'm like, man, I know this movie is gonna disappoint. I know it's going to do it. And then I started watching it, eating my popcorn, and something really cool happened. I was watching, I was like, this movie is not that bad. Like, I was expecting it to be terrible, but it's all right. It's a really good popcorn movie. Um, and if you don't know, it stars Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford, right? And essentially, it's like the combination of like two different movies, right? So you have like the Captain America storyline with Sam Wilson, right? And then they kind of combined it with the Incredible Hulk storyline. So those of you who don't know, like this movie came out with Edward Norton back in I think like 2008, I think. So they're really continuing the storyline from this movie and then mashing it up with the storyline from Captain America, right? So, and like I said, the stars Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. And I wasn't a believer that Anthony Mackie could pull off being Captain America. I was like, man, like I said, I'd rather have the Winter Soldier as Captain America. But I'm not gonna lie, this movie made me a believer. Like I believe in Anthony Mackie as Captain America now. I think he did a really good job. He has a lot of charisma. He's funny, um, and you know they did a good job in this movie of kind of explaining why Captain America gave him the shield as opposed to giving it to the Winter Soldier or a Bucky, right? And I kind of like the way they did it. And it's like me as a moviegoer, I didn't have faith in the character, and they kind of play on that in the movie where like he's not Steve Rogers, he's not the real Captain America. You know, he's the stand-in. And they touch on that, and I like the way they did it. It's like a lot of things that I like the way they did that. And of course, you know they have Harrison Ford in this movie as the General Ross, and man, Harrison Ford. I'm not gonna lie, didn't think he was gonna do very well in this movie, but he was acting his ass off. Harrison Ford was acting his ass off. And then he has that face where, you know how like you got an old man that's always irritated? Harrison Ford got that face where like he's always irritated. And playing a character where you get your superpower from being irritated and mad, it first fits perfect, right? Like super perfect for the Red Hulk. Which is probably one of the best parts of the movie, The Red Hulk. You know, I don't want to get into too much because of spoilers. I'm trying to keep it spoiler free. But this character, Harrison Ford played this character like really, really good. Really, really good. He was doing some acting, boy. I really felt like he was irritated, angry. And I think that Harrison Ford's Red Hulk looks cooler than Mark Ruffalo's Green Hulk. Like seriously, I don't know if it's just technology has progressed or whatever, but I think it's mainly I just like the way Harrison Ford's face looks, and I like the cut too, the gray and the black hair when meshing with the red figure of the Hulk. I thought that was super super dope. Um, but this movie was a good popcorn flick, you know? It's a good flick. And it has some issues here and there, but I feel like it doesn't have enough issues to where it's like, okay, it's unbearable to watch. I think this is a good film to take your family. I think it's a good film to go with your boys, you know, or your girls, or your girlfriend, or whoever. You know, it's a fun little film. And like I said, I went into it thinking that, man, this is going to be terrible, but I actually liked it. So I'm actually looking forward to the next Captain America movie. So, but that is my review. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's H Street Game. Like, subscribe. Peace.